I have started.
Okay. In that case,
Roll theme tune.
Because it's TNT, the dynamite.
No,
I was actually.
I'm
actually
vetoing that band.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that band.
Apart from everything.
Actually, my daughter loves AC/DC.
Good
taste.
choice.
Yeah, I mean,
She'll learn.
there's a lot. She could do a lot worse.
she would do a lot worse.
She could do a lot
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, just turn on the radio for like 5 seconds and you can see how much worse it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be that terrible band Ashen I've been hearing all so much about.
Terrible. Oh.
What's ever happened to them?
Oh, they were lost in the great COVID sweep of 2020.
Oh. A moment of silence for all of our musical brothers that have been lost during that time.
I'm sure they will rise again from the ashes.
Oh,
Much
I
like the
fucking hope
phoenix!
so. Hey! Tenuous linking!
There we go. Segue.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yes,
we?
tenuous link. Yes, let's. So, when we last left off, having dispatched some cultists the previous day, and having collected a body part of one of them to interrogate, the group were shown their rooms at the Seekers Guild House, and upon some divine interrogation of said head, were furnished with some information, some of which actually possibly created more questions than answers. After a night's rest, Mr. Garran T. Bonk woke up to find that his body was going through some changes. There was purple fur where there was no purple fur before. Certain parts of his body were getting harder when they weren't before as well. A quick conversation with Rical, in which he was quite evasive, didn't bring up much useful information. Going through the office, as you left the building, you were given your next task by Jinx to report to the Rither Tower to speak to a Radavas Glinkum, who apparently has your next job for you. Before heading there, however, Rune decided that it was time to pick up the warhorse that he had been hankering after for such a long time.
Yay!
And heading down to Paniston's Farriers, just outside the city. He chose a warhorse, or rather, the warhorse allowed him to choose him, and ended up making his way back into the city, which is where we left it off. So, Rune is making his way towards the tower. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I think we said we were just going to make our way to the tower and he would join us. So,
Okay.
I am not planning to do anything else. What about Bonk and Rical?
No, nothing else planned for now.
Nope, I think I was good.
Okay.
So I've got some. Did I get any gloves? I don't remember. I got simple gloves, didn't I?
Yeah, you got some
you-
normal ones.
Yeah, you went to go see Michaela
Yes,
at Michaela's Magnificent Market.
and she was particularly fond of me.
She was very friendly.
Yes.
Very friendly indeed. Yeah, okay, yep. And Rico, you made an inquiry about some night vision goggles.
Yep.
Currently, however, the price range is just a smidge outside of what you can afford. But she has agreed to hold on to it, though, unless someone is willing to come in and pay full price for them. So, making your way.
Actually,
Hmm?
sorry. I think if we're going from the square, the tower is the large grey box on the left, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I think we're going to be passing the little shop where I asked about my letter.
Indeed.
So could I just pop in and ask if anything's turned up?
Yeah. So it's still a reasonably early morning. There's not a great deal of people around. You make your way across the square, just outside the guild house, and people are starting to set up for the day's trade. Making your way past the Temple of Bahamut, seen here. You make your way up the alleyways towards the shop. It appears to have just opened, and it was it's the Frost First Family Goods as you approach, and as you go in, you'll see that the gentleman you spoke to previously is there. He looks up and immediately recognizes you. So, I was wondering if you'd be back soon. So the item that you requested, I did some asking around, and a letter had indeed arrived for you.
Oh, lovely.
Now, I will fetch it for you. Just wait for me a second there, please. So I'm going to send this over to you on Facebook.
While he is gone, can I just look around the shop? What do they actually sell in here?
It's generally just regular items. Soap flakes, other items that you would find in any kind of medieval style setting. So, buckets, rope, twine for knitting, some wool, which is actually, there's a reasonably small supply of that one because it's refined wool as opposed to just being raw wool from directly from the sheep. It's a kind of just a general store, really.
Okay. They wouldn't have something like I don't know what exactly I'm looking for. I'm looking for like maybe an alchemist tool set or a herbalist tool set.
Yeah, that would be a bit more specialized.
All right. Okay.
So let's get this.
Then I should look elsewhere.
Right. I have sent you a note. Well, apparently I've sent you a note. It's not actually popped up.
Okay. I would actually just put it in my pocket when you gave it to me. I wouldn't read it directly. But I will give the man a gold coin for his troubles.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Any further correspondence you need with anybody in our line of work, feel free to come in and ask.
I will do that. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
And I'll leave. And as I said, I'm not going to read it now. I'm going to just join the others and head up to the tower.
Okay. Yep. So you make your way over to the tower, passing pubs that are just starting to open, putting chairs outside. A couple of the shops are starting to open up, and just as you reach the steps to Britha, Rune, are you going straight to the tower, or are you going to be dropping your horse off back at the Seekers first?
That's a good point. Well, would there be a stable at the? I'm sure there'd be a stable at the tower, wouldn't there?
Potentially around the back. Yeah.
I'm not going to leave it to chance. I'll drop it off at the Seekers.
Okay. Right. So you guys going to wait outside the tower for Rune to appear?
Yeah, happy with that.
Okay. Yeah. So you sit down. There's a couple of. It's quite ornate here. It's not nothing like Iron Square where you got the big fountain and lots of kind of pattern work in the stones, but it's still quite pleasant here. There's a few small bushes that have been planted for ornamental purposes. There's some benches that have been laid out, possibly for the wizards to come out and just enjoy the sun for a little while. You see one or two people walking in and out. They don't seem to look particularly wizardy, but you can never tell with these people. After about 10 to 15 minutes, Rune comes up. And all together, you're going to be entering the tower.
Sorry for the
Did you get
delay, my
yours,
friends. Yes, I managed to source a fine charger.
What'd you do with the old one?
Well, we came up with a deal, and I got my new charge at a discount.
Ah, you traded it in.
Indeed, yes.
Oh, fair enough.
So, what was the name of this guy that we're supposed to see here?
Relvas Glinkum.
Yeah, that was it.
No description of the task, though, did we?
No, we didn't find out what the job was.
Just to speak to him, and he would guide us from there.
That is correct. He has the details.
Well, that could be fun. Or we could die. I'd prefer the first.
Optimism, Bonk.
Yeah, that's why I said I'd prefer the first.
If I'm going to die, I'd rather it was for more than 100 gold.
Yeah.
Let's go and see what this man has to say.
Sure. Oh, do you want me to be quiet while we're in there?
Well,
'Cause
I don't-
you sometimes tell me to be quiet.
I don't think anyone's asking you to be silent, Bonk. Maybe just not overly loud.
I
well-
couldn't try that.
You do can be a bit of an intimidating figure to people who don't know you, so just be
Yeah,
aware of that. You know?
yeah. I told you about when I turned up in one of the villages on the way here when they tried to stab me, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly.
When I scared the people and they tried to stab me. Yeah, I found out that not everybody is very accommodating of someone of my size.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
But it's okay, because I've got you guys now.
Yeah, don't worry. You can leave the diplomacy to us. We'll let you know when
That's good.
it requires more forceful action.
Yeah. If you want me to hit them, say...
Bonk, hit them.
Bonk!
Yeah, say bonk hit them. I was gonna think of a code word, but it's much easier if you just tell me to hit them.
We will do that.
Yeah, that works. Okay, here we go. And I push the doors. Like Aragorn into the Citadel. And Helm's Deep, just push the doors open and see what happens.
Okay, so yeah, there are two big double doors here. Much taller than you, Bonk. They are.
Oh, shit.
Yep. So they're quite ornate on the outside. Kind of a reddish mahogany type wood, with inlaid silver patterns around the edges. And as you push them open, they don't fly back and hit the walls as you might have expected for hitting them so hard. They go a certain distance and then gently, as if they're cushioned, come up against the walls. And some of you were already in here previously. I think, Bonk, you were asked to stay outside last time. But yes, the reception here in the foyer it's very well decorated. There's lots of red and lots of gold. It's quite ornate. You have the desk to your left. Sat behind it is the same elf who was there previously when you came in. He looks up when you open the doors, and for a second he goes, and then the rest of you start to come in behind Bonk, and yes, the adventures with the Bugbear. I remember now.
Hello.
What can I do for you?
We're here to see one Relvas Glinkum.
I see. Do you have an appointment with the wizard in question?
Well, he has requested the services of the Seekers.
Say no more. Say no more. Right, let me have one second, please. And he goes over and he gets this book, and it's very thick. It's got a massive spine. And he kind of opens up with a creak, and he's rubbing his finger down the page. Goes a few more pages. Right. It would appear that Relvas is in room 429. That means he's on the 4th floor in room 29.
Ah, wonderful.
That's quite easy to remember.
Thank you very much.
Close to the book again. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Where are the stairs?
Yeah, exactly.
Gestures to the other end of the room, and there's a very large, ornate staircase there.
Oh, that's big. I didn't see that. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Shall
Anything
we?
else?
No, I guess we start walking up the stairs.
Okay. So
I always almost imagined they'd have some sort of magical way to travel up and down the tower, being a wizard's tower.
So you start to walk up the stairs. There's about 20 steps in total. They are carpeted down the middle, with the wood laid bare on the edges. And as you're walking up, you can see a big stained glass window in front of you. It seems to be a wizard doing some sort of heroic act. He's in a pose with his hand up, with stylized flame coming out of it, and he's looking up at it against the blue sky and the yellow sun. And as the sun comes streaming through it, it's very beautiful. You come out onto the landing, and one wall is essentially taken up by this stained glass window. Looking to your left and right, you see walls with doors in them. No door is the same. They all seem to be a different style. One of them is just a plain wood plank, which has been held together by kind of metal struts. One of them is very ornate. Another is very nondescript. There's quite a few of them. They seem to stretch off behind you. There seems to be 10 along each wall. So there's 10 along this wall, 10 along the back wall, and then 10 along the right wall. What you can't see, however, is another staircase heading up to the next floor.
Oh. Does the building continue to go up, or is it just ceiling?
There's a ceiling above you. There is a chandelier in the middle of the ceiling.
I look around at the floor. Are there any arcane designs on the floor that would suggest?
There's a very pretty carpet.
It's
kind of blue and gold.
Can I have a look around the walls, see if there's any buttons or latches of any kind to reveal a hidden staircase?
Yeah, so you have a look around. Apart from the doors in the walls, which are actually quite close together now you actually look at it properly. If you were considering that there are rooms beyond these doors, it doesn't look like they can be very big.
Is there anything written on any of the doors?
Yeah, I'm assuming
numbers.
all the numbers were in the hundreds.
Yeah, you got 101, 102, 103, etc.
Oh, this is the first floor. I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind and go, floor 4. No, nothing. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna go and ask someone how this works.
Yeah, is there anyone around?
Not around here, no.
I'm gonna just go back to the reception.
Okay. As you come back down the stairs, across the hall, he looks up. He's like, "Oh, hello. Finished already?"
No, I'm sorry. Consider me very new to this place. How do I get to the 4th floor?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd been here before. I thought you were aware. I do apologise. Right. What you need to do is, as you're walking up the stairs, you need to think about the floor you want to go to.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. But we have to start at the bottom step, right?
Yes.
Ah, very well. Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Alright. Go back towards the stairs and gesture for everyone else to come down.
Okay.
Okay,
Did
how
we take the wrong stairs, did we?
Well, no. We took the right stairs. We just didn't approach it correctly. You've got to think about the floor you want to go to as you are walking up it. I know, right?
We have to
Well,
think
that seems
floor.
silly.
Yeah. Well,
God.
just
Bonk, how much can you count to again?
I think if you just say floor 4 in your head as you keep walking up the stairs, it should be fine. I'm gonna try it, and I try and do that.
Okay. So you walk up the stairs, and where are you looking when you do this?
I don't know. If I'm concentrating, I'm probably looking down at my feet going up the stairs.
Okay. Yep. So you think floor four as you walk up the steps, and when you reach the top of the landing, you look up, and there's a different stained glass window up there now.
Okay.
Looking around you, there's still 10 doors in each wall, but they appear to be different doors to the ones you saw previously.
Ah, good.
What did we see?
If you were watching him, you would see him reach the top of the stairs.
And we can still see him?
Yes.
Or you...
But I can't see them though, right?
No. If you look back down now, you can still see the hallway, and they are still stood at the bottom of it.
Okay. Well, it has definitely changed up here.
But we can still see you.
I know. I don't know how. Wizard shit, man, is crazy. Just try it.
Okay. Bonk,
Upstairs.
Bonk,
am-
why don't you try?
I'm just gonna walk up it, and I'm just muttering, floor 4, floor 4, floor 4, floor 4, floor 4.
Yep, that's fine.
I'm staring at my feet going up the stairs.
Yep. So you reach the landing, and Rune is there waiting for you, and you look up and you see the different stained glass window.
It
That
worked.
one's new.
Yeah.
Did it? Are we here?
We are. Yes. We just we'll wait for the others and then carry on.
That's cool. Come on up. It's fine. Fucking wizard shit.
Hey man, this isn't the weirdest thing I've seen wizards do.
This is pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
Rical starts to walk up the stairs, looking back to Grade, see if he's following.
Yeah, I'm coming. Stuff like this really... I'm always tempted to test the limits of what's possible. What if I thought about floor 1000?
Well, if you did think about floor 1000.
As I'm walking
Okay.
upstairs, I'm thinking about floor 4, wanting to get to floor 4, and but I keep my eyes up and I keep looking.
Okay. So you walk up, and you can see Rune and Bonk up there. And you focus on them as you're walking up, and as you do, you know when you look at something in the distance and you can make your eyes focus and it goes all blurry and you can look at something closer and further away, depending on how well your eyes work, of course. It's much like that, but involuntary. Involuntary? That's a really weird way of saying that. Involuntary. So you look at them and everything around you blurs very briefly, and when it comes back into focus, you can see the same thing that they can see at the top of the floor, the different stained glass window, and as you approach them, you look around and you can see different doors along the walls as well.
Cool. Okay. That's a really weird feeling. Oh.
What did you see? I was looking at my feet when I came up.
Well, I mean, as I came up the steps, I could see you all the time, but suddenly my vision almost blurred, as if you were further away, and then closer and further, and now I'm here. It's whether it's like it almost feels like a teleport thing I've heard of, but involuntary. I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna do it with my my eyes open next time when we come down. Gray, you coming up?
Really weird.
Yeah, what would happen if I went up and thought about the ground floor? Would I end up where I started?
You might fuck things up. I don't know how that works.
You're right.
Do it.
I'm just gonna think floor and just run up the stairs before I think of anything else stupidly.
Okay. Yep, so you make your way up, and you're all stood now on the landing of floor 4.
Right. We look over at the door that we were told to go to, and I go, there it is.
Okay. Yep, so you approach the door. It seems to have been painted red at some point in the past. The paint is flaking off a little bit now. In the center of the door, just above where the number is, there appears to be an eye. Not a human eye, but a kind of a glass eye, but it is stylized to look like a real eye that's been set in gold.
Not spooky at all. knock on the door.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and the eye, after a few minutes, the eye twitches, and then the pupil kind of rolls down to you and seems to focus on you. You can see it is actually acting like a real eye. The pupil is contracting and getting bigger and smaller as it focuses on you. Yeah.
And I hold up my hand with the seeker beacon in it.
Yeah, there's a reasonably reedy voice comes floating through, like, yes, you're from the Seekers?
Yes, you were sent for seeker assistance, and they sent us.
Indeed. But stand back for a second, please.
Very well. I'll take a few steps back.
And the door opens, and before you is quite an elderly wizard. Now, wizards generally tend to start looking elderly around the age of 40. This one looks ancient by comparison. He's quite hunched. He's got a big bald spot on top of his head. The actual hair itself is only comes down to around about his ears, but it's very long and comes down over his shoulders. He's got quite a hooked nose and roomy blue eyes. Could you present your hands for me, please?
Hands, boys. Hold my hand up.
Hold up,
Hold
man.
it out.
He just kind of casts a quick glance over all of you. Very good. Come in, please.
Any obvious response to seeing a bugbear with a seeker, Mark?
Doesn't seem to. All he's been looking at is your hands currently.
Good to know.
Cool.
Did you say, Troy, these were quite small doorways, or
No.
No.
So the distance between the doors is
the
quite
distance between them? Okay.
Yeah, how tall is the doorway?
small. You will probably need to duck and go sideways.
Good to know.
So he steps up. He steps away from the door and turns around and starts walking off. Who of you is going first?
I guess
Rune.
Rune will,
Yeah.
as he knocked on the door.
Okay. So, as you enter the room, you're immediately struck by how big it is. There's a spiral. Well, I say spiral. There's a staircase which curves along the wall going upwards, and the reason it's curving is because you appear to be in a semicircular room. Along one wall, as you're facing it, as you enter, is a long, straight wall with a door set in it. Behind you, to your left and right, if you look behind yourself, the wall is curving around, as if a semicircle. Looking ahead of you, there's a table with chairs around it, with a rug underneath. Along one of the straighter walls is a set of shelves, and upon them are all sorts of very weird and wonderful looking instruments. On the other side of the door that's set in front of you, there is a bookcase, and a bit further along from that, there seems to be a fireplace set into the wall, with a couch and several comfy-looking chairs arranged around the front of the fire. And the wizard is walking off, and he's heading towards the sofa. So he waves a hand. Come in!
Cool. I follow him in, just kind of walk in and say, I Reldas, I presume?
Indeed. Thank you for answering the call. I appreciate it. You all look like fine adventurers. You, my boy, and he points to you, Bonk, as you are trying to wedge yourself in through the door. I've travelled with your sort before, and I can find you all to be extremely good warriors.
We do try. I've never actually met any other bugbears, so
Oh,
thank you.
interesting. Well, as you may be aware, your kind does not have the best reputation, which is unfair. Because the ones that I've known, of which there are 3, including yourself, the most friendliest, loyalist people you could ever hope to meet.
I hope to be the same.
Wonderful. Now, please, come in, sit. My dear fellow, you may need to sit on the floor. I don't have any chairs to accommodate you, I'm afraid. I do apologise.
That's fine.
So he goes and sits down. So, I imagine you're wondering what the job is that you've been hired for?
Well, yes.
I require you to find and obtain an item for me.
And what is
Now-
this item?
It is the Eye of the Beholder.
Oh,
Now, I need to be clear, and it is not an eye of an or a
okay.
beholder.
That was going to be my next question because, yeah, that's difficult.
This is an artifact called the Eye of the Beholder. Now, I can understand where the confusion may lie, and it is possibly one of the reasons why I have had such trouble tracking it down. Because if you mention a beholder to anybody, they immediately go for the big with the tentacle. No,
Yes.
no, thank you. No,
I'm sorry. Big and tentacles. I haven't heard of one of these before.
Oh, one second. He goes off to his bookcase, pulls out quite a large tome, and flips through it. And in it is quite a detailed pencil sketching of a beholder. And he holds it up to you, Bonk. And what of these?
Oh, but that's like real small. That's like smaller than my hand.
The drawing is, yes. However, the creature itself is not this small, and quite vicious. And you see all those tentacles there with the eyes all over them?
Yeah.
Yes, those eyes, all of them do different things, none of which are pleasant.
Oh. And it's bigger than the drawing.
It's possibly bigger than you, my friend.
Oh.
But we are not going after that, he just said, so...
Oh, please. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, no, please be very careful what you wish for. These are not to be trifled with.
Oh, is it that dangerous?
Yes,
Oh.
it's not good.
Relvas, what is the Eye of the Beholder? You said it was an artifact, but what exactly is it?
It is a component that I require to improve on my scrying. Now, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I am one of the best scryers in the tower. However, recently my sight has been clouded somewhat. Now, I have been attempting to investigate certain aberrations in the fabric of reality itself. Strange things are happening in the world, and I wish to know more about them in case anything needs to be done about them. But I'm having a lot of trouble in finding what the source is, or even what effect it's having. The Eye of the Beholder, I have been attempting to find this item for the last half a century, with no luck whatsoever.
Wow.
Now, recently, whatever magic has been hiding this from me seems to have wavered or broken briefly, and I've managed to pinpoint where it might be. However, that presents its own set of problems, which is where you come in. Now, let me ask you, how many of you here are familiar with the tale of the pirate Bloody Jack?
Is that something that Rune might have heard of on his voyages?
I would say give me a intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Straight up intelligence check.
Yes.
Okay, that's not going to go well.
Basically, well, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
but-
did roll high, so...
Yeah,
That's
yes.
not
It's basically I don't really know what you would do for memory, so I always go for intelligence because it's brain related.
Fair enough.
Oh, yes. So you kind of nod, and yeah, so you're aware that he was a pirate, as the name would suggest. Active probably about a century ago. He plundered a lot along the coast of the continent that you're currently on. He had a very long and very blood-soaked career. It's become quite infamous, especially in people who sell tales like yourself, Rune.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Relvas looks at you. He says, "Ah, yes, I see you a glimmer of recollection in your eyes, but for the rest of you, I will explain. He was a pirate who cut a bloody swathe across the seas and land. He was terrible, by all accounts. He was caught and executed. However, he died without revealing the treasures that he had collected in his life. There are old sailors' tales of a labyrinth that he built to hide his booty, and others have often gone searching for it. Some of them have returned empty-handed, and some have not returned at all.
There are quite a few old shanties that contain his exploits.
Indeed. I have reason to believe that his booty may have included the Eye of the Beholder. He may not have known what it was for. It may have just been another trinket for him. Now that the veil was lowered briefly, I believe I know the location of his labyrinth. Which is where you come in.
Indeed.
Another issue may be that I believe the labyrinth is on an island. Far south from here. I don't believe the island has a name. However, I do believe that it may have been originally a potential staging ground for Dominion forces during the last Dominion War.
Wow. Okay.
Now, this is information that was very hard to come by, but it would appear that in the early stages of the last war, they attempted to get a foothold on this island to use as a...
Sure.
Sorry?
Sorry, carry on.
To launch attacks on the mainland. From what I can gather, though, they arrived on the island. They began to set up their bases, and after a few weeks, they disappeared. And it doesn't appear that the Dominion attempted to reclaim this foothold at all. Whether the two things are connected is impossible to say without going there.
This does not bode well.
It is
So the island, it does not have a name?
not as far as I can find, no.
Okay.
However, I can point it out to you, and he goes and fetches a map, and it's not dissimilar to the one found here. And he points out where Breath of Tower is, and says, "You see that we are here, and I believe the map resides here." And he points it, so it's got if you were to triangulate between Behryn and the mainland, it's just off the coast of this area here.
Okay.
So I, as part of the job, would require you to locate the island, venture upon it, and if possible, find the lost treasure of Bloody Jack, and find the Eye of the Beholder for me.
Do you have any idea what the object looks like at all?
As far as I can tell, it is a literal eye. It is a glass sphere, completely unbroken, and inside is a large animated eye.
I see. Okay. And kind of like a human eye, like in your doorway, or like...
All it says is, all I've been able to glean is, it says an eye.
Oh, okay. So we are looking for any nondescript eye. Could be lizard-like or... Okay.
Well, if I wanted to tell you your job, I can't imagine you're going to find too many eyes in glass balls.
Well,
Although I
no,
could
there
be
is
wrong.
that also. Yes. Very, very true. Very true.
Do you know what we will find?
In
I
all
mean,
honesty.
if it's been lost or protected or just left in a box on the island somewhere. There might be something there that might not want us to take it.
That is entirely possible.
I would say that was probably guaranteed.
Yes?
Yes. Well. Oh no. Wait. Forget it. I know that's confusing when your name sounds like another word.
Oh, yeah. Guarantee. Guarantee. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Glinkham.
Yes.
Do you have any more information, any more details? I mean, are we just supposed to travel to this island and get lucky? I mean,
He's kind of looking at you with an expectant kind of like half smile on his face. Yes. Generally, I've been able to glean the rough location of this item, which is leading to this island. The island, as far as I can tell, is not very big.
All right. And have you already secured some form of passage for us, or is that for us to?
I'm afraid that would be for you to worry about yourselves. I'm sure that being the adventurers that you are, you'll have no trouble in finding a ship there.
We have some contacts.
you mentioned Bloody Jack. Well, you said this artifact was part of a whole cache of booty. I assume that we're allowed to keep anything else we find. You're only interested in the eye.
I'm only interested in the eye. Anything else there is entirely yours to keep. Though if you find any magical items, I wouldn't mind having a look at them, but they are entirely yours to keep. I don't know what the rules are for the Seekers. As far as I can tell from my previous dealings with you, I believe you keep whatever you find.
Yes. Nothing was stipulated in our contracts to say that we had to give anything to the Seekers. So I think we're all good in that regard. Yeah, I mean, we have a contact that maybe we can look up, and hopefully that they are not already on the sea. Yeah. Unless there's any more information you can give us, then leave that with us, and we'll see what we can do.
Wonderful. There is no time limit for this. I obviously would prefer it if you were to be as expedient as possible. However, I understand that these things can take time.
That is true, but we are trying to form a reputation for expedience and reliability, so hopefully we'll see you sooner rather than later.
I do hope so.
In all of the confusion about how to get around in this tower, it's our first time here, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce us. We are the Phoenix 4.
Oh, Phoenix 4? That's a very interesting name. Why are you referring to yourselves in such a way?
Grey?
We are on a mission from the Phoenix herself.
The Phoenix?
Yep.
You've met one of the legendary birds on your travels?
Shelin.
Not exactly. Yeah.
I'm not
Don't worry.
familiar.
I'm sure soon this will be a name that everyone is aware of.
Well, that sounds ominous. Okay. Well,
I would encourage you to perhaps look up Shelin, the Phoenix. She is one of the old gods.
I see.
And she is still around, just waning in power at the moment. We are trying to get her name out there again in the world.
He kind of looks at you quizzically. He's got kind of an eyebrow raised. It's like, I see. Well, deities aren't really my area of expertise, but I will converse with some of my colleagues and see. Shelin, you say?
Yes, and I write it down for him.
Okay, thank you. I see, Shelin. I can't say I've come across the name before.
Very old.
Interesting.
I have a question for you, though, if I may.
Yes.
I am looking for a particular kind of item, and everyone who I have asked has said that it is best to ask here, at the tower, renowned for mages. I know that there is such a thing as a hat of disguise, but I am looking for something more in a collar for to fit, say, a large cat, like a big cat, like a lion kind of size. I'm looking for a collar of disguise or someone who could make me one. Is that something you would know how to do, or?
No, not me. I don't deal with such artifices. I would say that you might be best off speaking to Galdrol.
Galdrol.
Yes. He tends to tinker.
Okay.
He makes things. It's very good. He tends to make magical objects, not the great magical objects that's the weapons of power that you hear about, but small things. If you can intrigue him, he may be able to make it for you.
That's wonderful, and he is here in the tower.
Yes, I believe he's in. Where was he? It's been a while. Ask at the desk. Say you need to speak to Galdrol. They'll know who you're talking about, and they'll be able to tell you which room he's in.
Wonderful. That is very helpful. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Now, do we have anything else to discuss?
Any other questions, guys?
I actually had a question.
Yes.
Perhaps you could help me also. I am myself a magic user of sorts.
Indeed.
But more on an instinctive level. But I've been wanting to expand my capabilities, you might say. I was trying to get into ritual magics.
I see.
Is that something you could help me with? Perhaps you just had a book I could borrow where I could have a look, see if that's something that I can
Well,
get into.
teaching ritual magic isn't the simplest. As you say, if you have an innate magical use, then what you do comes naturally to you. However, when it comes to rituals, half the time it's literally it's like following a recipe. You have the incantation, you have what you need, you have the materials, if any are required, you put them together in the right order, and you have your spell.
Yeah. I think I want to give it a go.
I see. Well, I mean, most of the rituals that I deal with have to do with scrying or far vision and other such things. I have them all memorized. To be fair, I don't believe I got anything written down anywhere.
There must be some book here somewhere that can just.
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere in the library of Ioun or in the tower itself would be able to provide you with something to read from. However, my own personal spells I don't have written down anywhere.
Okay.
We've got contacts at the library. We can certainly look there.
Yeah, I guess I could try that.
Yeah. We'll be passing it anyway on the way out.
All right then. Are we all done?
I think so.
I think so.
All good.
So, you want the eye, and we bring that to you, and anything else we find, we can have, right?
Yes, as far as I'm aware.
Lovely.
Perfect. Well then,
So,
Raldas, my name is Rune Fenris. It has been lovely dealing with you so far, and hopefully this is the beginning of a fruitful relationship.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Yes, and I'm Garran T. Bonk. You can call me Garran, you can call me T, or you can call me Bonk.
Ah, well, a pleasure to meet you, Garran.
And you.
And you, my friend, he gestures at you, Rical.
The name says Rical. I've come from far, joined with these other adventurers, and we're seeing on where our quest will take us.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you, Rical. And you, my grey-skinned, ritual-seeking
It's grey.
friend.
Yeah, it's grey. That's
Yes,
my
you
name.
are.
Grey.
Your name is Grey. Interesting. And have you always been this
No.
complexion? And he kind of takes your hand and he starts to rub his hand over the back of yours, just trying to see.
What if it's paint or something?
Well, he takes his hand away and sees that there is actually ash on his fingers. This is interesting. And you say you're here on behalf of a phoenix.
Yeah, this seems to be. Well, I don't want to call it a side effect, but I mean, she has blessed me with her powers, and it runs through me and manifests itself in my hands. But at the same time, I seem to have developed this odd skin condition. So
Interesting. Yes, very interesting. I will certainly be speaking to a few of my colleagues about this. I've not come across anything like this before.
Oh, careful, Grey. You might end up being a test subject. Maybe it's time to leave.
Holy shit!
Yep, well, thank you very much. Very nice to meet you, Alvas. Come on, boys, let's go.
okay.
Nice to see you. Bye-bye. And fucking doors are so small.
All right.
So,
Right,
like,
so yeah.
almost dragging Grey out of there before he gets put in a test tube or something.
Yeah.
So are we getting out of here?
I need to just ask a question at the desk, and then we'll be on our way.
All right. Did you? If we're heading down again, did you say there was a banister?
Yes.
I want to sit on the banister, slide down, but think about floor number 4.
Okay. So
Okay.
you sit on the banister, and looking down, you can see the hallway, the main entrance hall. And you sit down, and you begin to slide, and then there's a weird moment of disconnection. It's like it's like when you trip up a curb, and you feel that brief like, and you stop, and then you're stood at the top of the stairs again.
Next to the other guys.
Yes. As far as you guys can
Sounds
see, from what you see him sit down on the banister, and then he stood next to you. There's no kind of intervening kind of frame of movement. It's just like there and then there.
I don't know what you did, Grey, but I think you broke it.
That was weird. I feel slightly nauseous.
I'm just going to start walking down the stairs. I'm assuming I don't have to think about the lobby, seeing as I can see it from here, can't I?
That's correct.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just walk down and hopefully hit the floor of the lobby at the bottom.
Yep. There's no issues there. You can see exactly where you're heading. So as you step down there and walk towards it, that's where you end up.
Yeah. Okay. So and I'll go towards the reception again.
Yep.
Bonk
So
is
he's-
watching his feet, and he's going ground floor, ground floor, ground floor, ground floor, ground floor, ground floor, ground. Aha.
Yep. So you reach the reception, and still the same elf is sat behind there. He looks up. Oh, hello. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, we did. Yes. I need to make a follow-up inquiry. I'm looking for now a person called Galdrol.
Galdro. Ah, yes, I know exactly where he is. He was down here the other day. He is in. Let me just double check my memory. It's not quite what it used to be. It goes back to the book again. Looks through it. Yes, he is in room 220.
220. And would it be all right just to drop in and knock on the door, or do I need to make an appointment?
Well, if he doesn't want to see you, he'll tell you.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. And I'll walk past the guys who are no doubt coming down. I'll be like, Back in a minute, guys. I'm going to 220 unless anyone wants to come with.
No. No, those stairs are weird and I don't like them.
That's fair enough. I'm going up, so I'll run up the stairs, thinking of.
Be careful!
Right, so you run back up the stairs just as Gray and Rical are walking down, and there is a strange moment of almost like unreality as you pass each other, because they're coming down from floor 4 to the ground floor, and you're going from the ground floor to the second floor, but yet you're passing each other in the middle, and you feel very uncomfortable for a brief second.
That's cool.
So yeah, you get to the second floor, you look up, and there's a different vista on the stained glass windows of this particular floor. This time it appears to be that of a deity, potentially, judging by the halo over around the head, or possibly a saint. Seems to be a woman. She has white hair, she's downcast eyes, and she's looking down at her hands.
Okay.
And the sun is coming in behind her. You look around, these are, once again, different doors. You head to door 220. This one, there's a subtle theme of almost clockwork in this door. Nothing's moving, but there seem to be a stylized cogs almost in just in the corners of the actual pattern of the door.
Okay. So each door is themed after the occupant. So okay, cool. Yeah, knock on the door.
Yeah, so you knock on the door. There's no answer initially. And you start to hear kind of grumbling noises coming from behind. So, I'm not expecting visitors. This better be important.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Galdrol, is it?
That's right.
My name is Rune Fenris of the Seekers. I have a quick question to ask you. I was pointed in your direction by one of your colleagues.
I bet you were. Hold on, and you hear the sound of locks moving, and there's quite a few of them. It seems, lots of, and it does at certain points. It does sound like clockwork. He opens the door, and it stood before you is a bronze dragon. Dragonborn, should I say? Not a bronze dragon. Bronze dragonborn.
It's a dragon.
Yeah, it's a bronze dragonborn. He's wearing quite a simple leather kind of tunic, along with some quite simple trousers as well. He looks to be reasonably elderly for a dragonborn. There's certain kind of a dullness to some of his scales around the eyes and around the muzzle.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. What?
Well, yes, I again sorry to disturb you, but I have quite a unique request. There are such things as hats of disguise in the world. I am after something more along the lines of a collar of disguise to be worn by a predatory cat. And perhaps one that will grow as the cat grows. It is quite small at the moment, but I presume it will grow quite large.
A collar.
And I'll at this point I will kind of make sure no one's around and looking, and I'll open my coat and open the sling to reveal Nadia's head, and I'll say, "This is Nadia, and she is very dear to me. But as you can probably tell, I will need to disguise her going forward. She's getting too big to carry."
As you expose her, he leans forward and kind of peering at her. You do realise that's a displacer beast, right?
Yes, I am aware. I am, let's say, at the same time as forming a bond and companionship with the creature, let's say I'm also experimenting in the nature versus nurture.
Well, If your nature versus nurture experiment ends up your face getting eaten, then you'll know how well it turned out.
Exactly. My one of my colleagues is
Mm-hmm.
thinking that is the likely outcome, but I live in hope.
Well, okay, fine. Well, it's your coin. So, a simple illusion spell on a collar. I don't know if the collar will be big enough to take the spell, to be honest, but I can have a work. I'll work with it. Now, this ain't going to come cheap, you realise that, right?
I assumed that I was looking for a ballpark figure so I could get saving, as it were.
Well,
Unless there is a task that you would acquire.
you seekers, right? No, not currently. My work is the best, you realise that, right?
I would presume nothing less.
Yeah, well, you get what you pay for with me. So, for my time and effort, I would probably be charging you about 1,500 gold for that.
And that is that all in?
All in, as you say, yeah.
1,500 is wonderful. That is yes. Okay. Very good. When I have the money, I will. Is it all right just to drop back in on you, or will I need to make an appointment?
Well, we'll probably be working on this, regardless. You've piqued my interest.
Very
So,
well.
I'm going to make this, and if you don't come back for it, I'll just send it to someone else.
That is fair. Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. I will not take up any more of it. It's obviously very precious.
Yeah, well, you're working me up now, so,
Oh, my apologies.
yeah, well, whatever. So let's call it a day, shall we? And I will see what I can do for you.
Very well. Would you like to stroke my cat?
I'm alright, thank you. I enjoy having fingers.
Fair enough. I give him a curt bow, fold the sling back up, and close my jacket again, and walk off.
Okay.
Join my friends.
Okay. Yep. So you make your way back down the stairs. Becoming a bit more familiar with it now.
Yep.
Yep. So you exit the tower. The sun's a bit higher in the sky than it was previously. What would you like to do?
So,
Can I just say that I'm so glad I was muted because the stroke my cat line.
There's
My
nothing
childish
wrong
mind
with
just
I
went
know. That's what I did.
wonderfully off with the fairies.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn to the others and be like, alright, so where to next?
well, I know what I think about this this job, but I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think about it.
I think it's worth more than 100 gold that they are paying, but I'm assuming that we'll more than make up for it in treasure. I'm hoping.
I think we need a boat.
Yes, we will definitely need to find passage on a boat.
And I've never seen the sea before, so that's exciting.
Ah, you are in for a treat, my friend.
I don't know whether I can swim.
Ah.
I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll kind of have to, but don't worry too much. Everybody has a natural buoyancy, they just don't know it.
Will my fur not weigh me down?
You've got a very large chest. I'm imagining that it houses a large pair of lungs. I think you'll be fine. Just take a deep breath and you should bob on the surface.
Like that.
Just like that.
Okay. Can I let it go yet? Because this is a lot.
Oh, you can let go.
Thank you.
But if you do that before your head goes under the water, you should float in with enough time that someone can come to your aid.
Okay, we might have to practice that one.
That's not a problem. We can perhaps give you a lesson on the beach before we depart.
Yes, that would probably be a good idea.
Yes, I imagined it would be. You kind of need to know how to swim.
Gray looks kind of irritated. So are we doing this?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to.
I
I mean,
live for the
I
adventure.
agree what you
but-
said I agree that what you said about the payment not matching the job. I mean, if we actually manage to find this cash, then it could be very lucrative for us. But we're heading to this island, and we have no idea where to find it. I mean,
But also
it's
what
a
he's
long way.
Yeah, also what he said about a labyrinth, this to me springs to mind potential inhabitants within it, or traps, or anything. We really have no idea what we're walking into.
Oh, without question. I'm expecting traps abound and creatures that live in the dark. I mean, these things are not so unfamiliar to us. We have, remember the Cave of Lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've come a long way since then, but
Yeah, I mean,
Being underground is kind of my thing. So, in a labyrinth, probably not that different.
how about this? How about we give it a go? If we come up against anything we feel that we can't overcome, then we bug out. And then the Seekers send a stronger, more experienced party.
I'm not worried about us not managing it. I'm more worried about us leaving for a long time when we should maybe be doing other things. But
Oh, I see. What else did you have in mind?
well, exactly. We didn't really have a plan, did we?
I thought, yeah.
We have this vague, ominous threat, and we don't really know.
I think from when we spoke with Relvas just now, he did say he had been looking into strange happenings, and then there was this cloud that he couldn't see past. Maybe this essentially scrying eye might help him and might help us see where we may go next from here.
That is what I'm thinking. And if not,
If he's if he's as good as he says he is, then he may be able to see a lot for us going forth.
you would make a powerful ally.
How about this? We sleep on it. We can try and find out if we can get a ride to this island. I assume we're thinking about the same person, Rune.
Yeah. The ship that we came here on.
Yeah, actually,
Captain
Rical.
was a little drunk, but the first mate seemed to handle the ship and the crew well.
Fuck, I cannot remember her name.
Oh, can I wrote it in my old notes. I don't have my old notes here.
Garran knows, but Garran doesn't.
Rune knows, but Nads doesn't.
I have the same problem. My extensive note-taking started after we left the ship.
I think
Yeah.
I think I
didn't
was
write
actually
down her name.
taking manual notes on pen and paper, and I don't know where those
Yeah,
are.
me
Okay,
too.
I'll put you out your misery. The ship was the Princess 4,
Oh yes,
and the captain was Jim Bickerman.
Jim Bickerman,
The first mate was Sky Mac.
Sky Mac.
Sky was Elven,
Half elven.
or half Elven.
Rical, you have the knowledge, not the knowledge. You have a spell. You can contact her, right?
Yes, I could. I could send a message to either the captain or her. She would probably be the more reliable one, but there is something we could
Possibly,
do.
yeah. How long would it take to get to the cove from here?
Well, we are not
have
going to
horses
get
now.
waylaid at strange villages or anything like that, and we have strong horses now, so it should take a much less time than the journey inland. I wouldn't mind stopping at the ruins just to see if our Feywild friend is settled in.
Well, it's on the way, so
Yeah, it is on the way, so shouldn't be too much trouble.
I guess it's a couple days ride.
Yeah.
Rical, why don't you just message her and ask her if they're around, if they could possibly be at the cove in a few days, and how much it would cost to take us to this island to the south. And back.
And what do I say to her? Do I say who we are, as in we were the adventuring party that was dropped at the Smuggler's Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in less words, but
that's what I'm trying to
That's what he's trying to work out.
work out, and how many I can get down
How much
without.
you can get into 25 words.
Yeah.
You can cast it more than once, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Troy, did you say the captain's name was Jim Bickerman?
Bickerman.
Thank you. Perhaps also, before we go, we should visit the library. I know that you had some things you wanted to find about
Yeah,
ritual casting, but maybe we can look at maps as well and see if anyone knows anything.
it's not a bad idea.
Although I'm sure they probably would have shared their information with our new friend. But we can look at charts and see if there's anything in there.
Okay, Rical,
Um,
you still thinking?
Yeah, still having a think. Let
need
me
help?
just get this together in my head, and I'll be ready to send.
You want a suggestion?
Yes, by all means.
Just say something like, "Party dropped at Cove, requires transport to island due south. When? How much?" That was about 25 words, wasn't it?
Very concise.
Definitely not the Laura Bailey version of ascending.
Yeah.
So party dropped at Cove, need passage to island south.
Mm. When
Passage dropped at
possible,
Cove,
how
need-
much? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Troy, I have the pirate background, but I just realised that doesn't actually give me anything in terms of... Oh no! Oh, I've got proficiency in navigator's tools. Well, what a stroke of luck. Okay.
And the pirate background should give you proficiency with water vehicles
With
as
water
well.
vehicles as well, yeah.
That's when
We could steal a boat.
And
Yeah, you'd have trouble sailing it with just 4 people, especially when 3 of them aren't seasoned sailors.
Rical, come.
Okay.
Send the message.
Okay, so DM, I would like to send a message to Sky, the first mate of the ship, and I would like to say, Sky, we are party dropped at Cove. Need passage to island south. When possible, how much?
4 words left.
I the same.
You sexy beast.
Please reply. I'll leave it there.
Okay, so yeah, you send your message. If you know, about a minute later, he says, I've never had this in my head before. I don't like it.
How many's that?
10, I think.
13.
13. We've dropped a lot of parties off at smugglers, but
Two.
yeah, well, that's actually a good point. But if price,
That's it.
Yep.
I just see Rical go, oh, fuck. In relation to time, how long ago was it that we were dropped at the cove?
I think it's probably a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, it was
A couple of weeks. Would we say a fortnight? 2 weeks ago?
I'd say 3.
3. So I will send a message back. A new message saying, party of 4, 3 humanoid, 1 halfling, 3 weeks ago. Can you meet us at the cove? When?
Okay.
Sorry, Rich. We had a child and a half Goliath.
Oh,
A Goliath with us as well. So.
of course, but I forgot about them. They were under the. They were under the ship, weren't they? Shit.
So
It's alright.
a couple more minutes pass. She goes back. I have no idea who you are, but if your money is good, we'll take you anywhere. Be at. That's it. I think that's 20.
Ah,
25.
Yeah,
25. Yeah.
The cove in 2 days.
Okay, I come to you again and I says, I don't think she really remembers us, but we have 2 days.
well, I think we can do it.
Troy, how long will it take us to get there?
Well, I mean, if you ride,
Yeah.
you can very likely make it in 2 days. I think it took you about a week to walk.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was probably less. No, it was about 3. No, it's about 3 days to walk. Because
We'll make it.
it took you 2 days to walk to the broken handle, and then you faffed around there for a while.
2 days.
Yeah, and then you rode to Britha.
Yeah.
And we've
So-
got Bonk's ability that makes travel double speed. No.
Oh, cool.
What do we have?
Yeah.
Bonk has the ability that when you're traveling,
Oh, okay.
you go double speed.
Okay.
Me and my party go double speed.
He's basically
So
that
we
scary.
could spend the night here again and leave in the morning.
We could.
Yeah.
Or we could mount up and get a head start.
Up to
Well,
you. I will
You
leave
lot
whenever.
mount up and I'll run beside you.
Yeah, alright, whatever. If you guys want to leave today, we can leave today. I just need to grab some stuff. I would probably pop into the library on the way out, but other than that,
Shall we do that now? Do a little prep work and have a look at some charts and then be off?
yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes.
Very well. So we'll head off to the library then.
Okay, yep. So you make your way across town. You notice that the atmosphere is a bit more. It's a bit less cheerful than it was previously. The past couple of days, the populace as a whole has been quite geared up because it's been, the festival. Everyone's looking in a party mood, looking forward to going out and getting drunk and revelry and dancing. Now that the last day of the festival was soured in the way that it was, everyone seems to be a much lower ebb than
Subdued.
previously. Yes.
Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do about that now, I guess. I mean, I could just break into song, but I don't think it'd be appreciated at this point.
You want to sing?
No.
Sorry, I completely missed the beginning of that.
You want to do what? A bard that sings?
No,
Irrelevant.
never.
At a time like this?
In this economy? Right. Okay, yeah,
Cool.
so you make your way across town, you reach Ioun Square. Yeah, it's been cleared of all stalls now, and bodies, luckily. People are walking across it, sitting on benches, sat outside the pubs and the cafe, and you know, it's almost as if nothing happened previously, but again, not quite as everyone's not quite as cheerful as they have been previously.
Okay. Well, walk past all of the sad sacks and enter the library.
Sorry, just before we go in, as we're walking up to the door, me and Rune are going in, I guess. Are the other two coming in?
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably won't. I will remain on the outside so I do not scare everyone, as I expect to do.
I'll quietly turn to the guys as we approach and say, I really want to borrow a book, but I don't think they allow it. Would it be really stupid of me to take it?
I am guessing there may be some kind of arcane safeguard on their tomes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. This wasn't like a moral question. This was more of like a practical question.
Yeah, I have a feeling places like this, especially temples of Ioun, they tend to have some kind of arcane safeguarding on their items and books.
Didn't you make friends with the guy? You made friends with one of the guys there, didn't you? Maybe if we talk to him, he can.
I can
Give us
certainly,
a tip.
yeah, I can certainly talk to him. I'm not sure if we can gain anything, but it doesn't hurt to ask, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll ask him.
Okay,
All right.
let's go. You find the book that you want, I'll talk to him.
All right.
Cool. So I guess as we go in, I'll go up to. I've got such a long list of names now. Belros. There we are.
Right. Yeah, so you head over to the bestiary section, and initially you don't see him. He doesn't seem to be here in this area at this time. There's no one around who's actually wearing the robes of a cleric of Ioun currently. There's one or two people just milling around looking at books and whatnot, but yeah, not currently seeing anyone who you might be able to ask for assistance.
Okay. Alright, so he's not immediately there.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go up to just a nearby librarian or priest, I guess. Excuse me, is Belros here?
Belros, unfortunately, has taken a leave of absence.
Oh my. Anything wrong? Is he okay?
He was witness to the unpleasantness that occurred
Oh no.
outside the temple, and yes, he's taken quite ill since.
Did not take it very well.
No, he was a gentle soul,
Yes. Well,
and such things were unpleasant for him.
is anybody visiting him regularly, making sure he's okay?
We are looking after him.
Very
We
well.
look after our own here.
Very well. Could you just, in that case, just tell him that Rune Fenris senses the guards and hopes that he feels better soon. These things are difficult to deal with, I know.
I will be happy to pass along your comments.
Very well. I have another question, actually. I was going to ask Belros, but there is any way to borrow books from here, or do they have to stay within the walls of the temple?
We prefer to keep them within the walls of the temple. All knowledge is holy to those servants of Ioun.
How about
Some-
If I
taking
were-
copies? Making copies of contents of books on my own parchment.
You are more than welcome to do so.
Wonderful. Well, that's a good compromise. Thank you for your time.
A pleasure.
I'll go and find Grey. Yeah, no, there's no way to take these out of here, and I didn't ask because I didn't want to raise suspicion, but I am assuming there is magical capabilities. But if you want to copy out a couple of pages of rituals, we are allowed to take our own copies away.
Oh,
You
Well,
could
that's
do
not too
that
bad.
while I'm looking at the maps if you want.
okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna start searching for a book about ritual magic. I'll ask around. I just want something that'll show me how to do a couple of spells.
Can Rica help Grey with that, seeing as I can do it myself a fair bit?
Yes, yeah, I mean... So, you ask around.
Sorry, stop. Rical, Richard, you
Yeah.
can cast ritual magics?
Yes.
For fuck's sake! I've spent session after session trying to find someone who can help me, and all right.
There's
I
only
was waiting.
a few spells that I can
I have
cast.
been
but-
waiting so long for that penny to drop.
Yep. And the funny thing is that every time you've asked, like, an NPC, Rical hasn't been there, so it's worked perfectly.
Oh, amazing. Bards don't have ritual either, do you?
Well, you can. I mean, ritual. I think there are ritual spells in pretty much every class. I mean, identify as a ritual.
Okay.
Well,
I'm trying to
depends.
find out where I see that on my...
Some spells can be cast.
So, like,
as
mine
ritual.
comes up like one, for example, my like ceremony. It says it says in commas is a ritual.
Oh, okay.
That's because you're using the PDF, Richard. And,
Yeah.
And that is using
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
But it should
Yeah, like
still...
detect magic I can do as a ritual as well and stuff like that.
Uh,
A lot of them.
for a lot of ritual
Detect
stuff,
magic, detect
it
poison.
works differently with different classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You effectively need a. It's I think there is a feat called ritual casting where it allows you to cast things that have the ritual tag as a ritual spell.
Yeah, I don't think you can just cast rituals because you're a certain class. I think there are something has to specifically say that you can do it, but I'm not
A wizard specifically
Thank
has an ability called ritual casting,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
which allows them to cast any spell that they have within their book as a ritual spell, whether they've prepared it or not.
Yeah.
You would then
Yeah.
be able to, with other classes, you're able to do ritual castings of anything that has a ritual tag without using a spell slot,
Yeah.
but only if you have it prepared.
Okay.
Or at least that is my understanding of ritual casting.
Yeah. A ritual spell can be cast following the normal rules for spell casting, or the spell can be cast as a ritual. The ritual version of a spell takes 10 minutes longer to cast than normal. It also doesn't expend the spell slot, which means the ritual version of a spell can't be cast at a higher level.
Okay.
So you can choose to cast a ritual and not to take up a spell slot, as long as you know that spell
Yeah.
initially. And and as it says, it'll take 10 minutes to cast. So if you're trying to do a ritual in the heat of battle, you better make sure that you have enough time to do it without having your head taken off.
Which you won't, because it'll be 60 rounds of combat for a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
When that's not going to happen.
Okay.
the main thing with rituals is it has to have the ritual tag within the spell
Yeah.
to be able to be cast as a ritual. So, like detect magic or find familiar or
Identify,
that sort of thing.
Okay.
Normally,
Yeah,
denoted by
I'm
an
just
R
going-
or the word ritual.
Yeah, just going through it now on the PDF. It comes up with next to the name of the spell. It comes up with a little R in brackets next to it.
Actually, yeah, I've got little R symbols next to some of these. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
Gray, you can
Yeah.
learn about rituals,
Yep.
but unless you have a ritual spell, you won't-
No, in my case, I would have to take the feat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
then you'd still only be able to cast ritual spells that have the tag by using a ritual.
So you have to have a ritual spell to be able to use that feat.
Specifically for warlocks, things like find familiar
Yes.
are ones that you can do.
I think the feat allows me to cast two ritual spells. So I can only cast those two
It may do.
initially. I can learn more theoretically, but
Yes, you would potentially learn more by learning more spells as you level up.
Right. So
2 seconds, guys. I've just got to go AFK a sec.
Okay.
Thank
no worries. A prerequisite of the feat ritual caster is intelligence or wisdom at 13 or higher.
Hmm.
So you have learned a number of spells you can cast as rituals. So when you choose this feat, you acquire a ritual book holding 2 first-level spells of your choice. Choosing one of the following classes: Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. You must choose your spells from that class's spell list, and the spells you choose must have the ritual tag. The class you choose also determines your spellcasting ability for those spells: Charisma for Bard, Sorcerer, or Warlock, Wisdom for Cleric or Druid, or Intelligence for Wizard. If you come across a spell in written form, such as a magical spell scroll or wizard spell book, you might be able to add it to your ritual book. The spell must be from the same spell list as the class you choose, and the spell's level can be no higher than half your level rounded up. And it must have the ritual tag. The process of copying the spell from the book takes 2 hours per level of the spell and cost 50 GP per level. Why that would have a monetary value to it, I don't know.
The monetary value is the cost of the high quality ink and paper.
paper. Yeah.
Very good. The cost.
That's why
here we go.
Caleb is always desperate for paper
Yes,
and ink.
what Caleb always spends his money on.
Yeah.
Because that's the way wizards learn spells.
And literally in the next sentence, which I didn't read first, it says the cost represents material components you expend as you experiment with the spell to master it, as well as the fine inks you need to record it. So, there you go. So what we'll do is we'll say that during your stay in the Temple of Ayun and having conversed with Rical, this is all information that you learn.
And Bonk told you none of it because he's thick as pig shit.
And he's also sat outside.
Yes, that too. So retcon everything I just said to not having been said. And go.
Directly from the record.
No. So
All right. Well, Rical, you can maybe help me then, but I still need to find a book which tells me how to cast a couple of spells. So if you can help me find one.
Yeah, let's have a
Are
look.
you actually looking for a book that has the spells in them?
Preferably, yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's not going to be available to the general public. They're not going to have like spell books lying around on the shelves for little Timmy who's wandered off from his mum to pick up and start summoning Cthulhu.
Maybe you should ask somebody. Is this something that they just don't have here, or?
Well, I mean, as you said, you need to ask somebody.
All right then, yeah. All right, I'll ask somebody.
Okay. So you after going through quite a few of the books, there's a lot of dry text about the ritual casting of spells that we've obviously just gone through, but no actual spells themselves. So after a bit frustrated, you kind of collar one of the passing priests. Oh, yes. Hello. Can I help?
Hello. I'm looking for ritual spells in text form. Do you have them anywhere? I can just I can find information about ritual spells, but not the actual spells themselves.
Well,
Is that something
I mean,
you have here?
we have spells. We have them down in the basements and in the vaults. We don't tend to leave them lying around.
Okay. What would I have to do to gain access to these vaults?
Well, to be fair, sir, we don't tend to let the general public look at them because we don't know who you are.
Yeah, but there must be some sort of process to gain access. I mean, some
yes.
people are allowed in there, surely.
Yes, people who work here tend to be allowed in there.
Mhm.
No offense, sir, but we're not gonna just let you wander around in our vaults writing down spells. We don't know what you're gonna use them for.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be more of a help here, but you got to understand where I'm coming from. We don't. You could be some sort of dark wizard who's just who wants to take spells and do horrible things with them.
Yeah, I could be like this weird evil wizard who's gonna set you on fire because you won't show him where the spells are. But
Give me an intimidation check for
you're
that.
right. Yeah, there's no way of you knowing that, so I understand. I completely understand.
Go on, roll high. Roll high.
Oh,
No,
don't get us through now.
I'm not attempting to. Intimidate. I'm
you-
just
you
gonna.
just-
I'm.
You were quite threatening there.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I'm very. I'm more than happy to make a roll, but I was just gonna say I just walk away in frustration at that point.
Okay. So, after conversing with the poor priest who was just doing his job, goddammit, you're one of those people who shouts at people at supermarkets, aren't you? Right, so yeah, you walk away. You hear a clattering behind you as the priest you were just talking to drops the books that he was carrying. And looking back over your shoulder, you see he's now walked off quite quickly to one of the side doors.
Oh dear. While that's happening, I've been looking at maps.
Okay.
I'm oblivious to everything that's going on.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'll ask you get sent over to a particular part of the library, a kind of cartography area.
Yeah.
So you start poring over some old maps, and you look at some of the more recent ones, and you look at the area that was pointed to you previously by Relvas. And on some of the more recent maps, you don't see what you're looking for. There isn't anything in that particular area. But going back a few years, still, nothing. You get to about half a century ago, and the maps themselves, obviously, these are hand-drawn maps, so they're going to fade a bit over time. But looking at the area where it was pointing to you, there is a smudge, small smudge. Nothing, cause you can see that the Isle of Vehryn is up there, and it's very clear because it's quite a sizable island. Settlements and all sorts of things up there. This, though, however, is just the merest kind of suggestion that there was something there previously. You go back a few more, going through. The paper itself is starting to become very brittle now, and quite. You're handling it with lots of care. You don't want to end up snapping this in half and lots of trouble.
I'm going to make a copy of anything that I find to be pertinent information.
Yeah,
in my
so
own
using
notebook.
using your skill, your piracy background, you're able to triangulate a bit better than someone who wasn't familiar doing this. Going back a few more, you actually find a very, very old map that very clearly shows that there is a small island in roughly the space that you were shown previously.
Okay, cool.
And it is very small. It's very tiny.
It's something though.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So I cross-reference with a few old maps and make sure it's not just a fluke, and then I copy all the details down that I can, and also any notes in any of these maps that might kind of say beware here be dragons or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much of that on there, to be honest. It's
Just maps.
yeah, I mean, yeah, some of these ones are quite ornate. Some of them have lots of scrolling all around the edges, and whoever drew it, trying to make it look as pretty as possible. But apart from actual names of places, there's not anything saying like "Don't go here, otherwise you'll be swallowed" or anything like that.
Okay, cool. Well, I copied all that down and then head on out.
Okay. So, Rune, have you left the library after storming off in a huff? Or sorry, Grey. Storming off in a huff, or are you?
I would have walked down to the entrance and just waited for Rune. I probably would not have left the building.
Okay. So as you're waiting, a quite larger cleric approaches you. And, excuse me, are you having any trouble, sir?
What, right now?
Well, it seems that you were upset previously.
Oh,
and
yeah,
may
I was a little bit frustrated. I was denied access to the vault of spells or whatever he called it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I was hoping to have a look at something down there, but
indeed. Now, the person you spoke to is quite upset at the moment. Something about you threatening to set him on fire.
I did nothing. I did no such thing.
Really? And
I mean, I was agreeing with him. He said he didn't know who I was. I could be anybody with bad intentions. I was basically agreeing with him.
Indeed. Sir, may I remind you, this is the Temple of Ayun, the all-knowing mistress. If we wish to, how do I put this politely, interrogate you to find out what reason you may have for wanting to access our vaults, then we have ways of doing so. We do not take threats against our personage lightly.
Would I then be allowed to go in?
Man, straight to the fucking point you are. Holy shit.
No, I mean, seriously, if you can interrogate me to find out my intentions, then my intentions aren't bad. My intentions are pure and noble of heart. And if I can prove that, then I'm more than willing to do so.
Sir, I do not appreciate your tone.
Does Rune see this happening?
So you would have made your notes of the map, and you're now heading back towards the exit. And you will see Grey talking to this cleric. And this cleric he's probably a good foot taller than Grey.
Okay.
And a bit wider as well. And yeah, so you can see that they are currently talking. And one of them looks rather more annoyed than the other.
Okay, I'll just slowly approach. Let's see, is there a problem?
Well, we won't be having a problem if your companion, I assume, if your companion will vacate the premises as soon as he possibly can.
Very well. Grey. Maybe we should leave.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
I'll turn to the tall gentleman and I'll say, "There we are. Problem solved. Is there anything else I can do it for you?"
Yes, potentially. But maybe ask your friend not to go around threatening staff who are just trying to do their jobs.
Oh my. Well, I am assuming there's been some kind of misunderstanding, but very well. I mean, we do not wish to cause trouble here. Come, Grey. We must leave.
To hear it.
With a dirty look, I will turn and leave the building.
I just turn to the guy before I leave and go, I'm ever so sorry, it won't happen again.
See that it doesn't, otherwise you will all be looking at a ban.
Oh, come now, I don't think there's no reason for that. It's
From what I have been told, your friend threatened to set someone on fire.
I'm going to try and use persuasion.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Yes, I mean your syrupy sweet tones do quite a lot to to calm the situation down. He visibly kind of untenses.
Good. That's all I want.
You have to understand that with the recent unpleasantness on the very steps of the temple, we are high strung.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I'm sorry if my companion caused any concern, but he is a good soul. He just comes off a little brusque sometimes.
Yes, well, he may do with taking some lessons from you, good sir.
Ah.
We will overlook this time. However, any further infractions will result in a lifetime ban from the temple, upon pain of pain.
Oh, very well. Well, I will talk to my friend, and this will not happen again. I thank you very much for your time.
Good day.
Good day. I leave.
Did you get what you need?
I don't think Gray did, but I did.
Well,
I say nothing. Gray is fuming. He is. I think you can almost literally see like the shimmers of heat rising from his forehead.
Don't worry, Gray.
one out of two is okay, right?
Everything's fine. I smoothed everything over, but we have maps. So there is definitely an island there, or at least there used to be. Let's I think we should mount up and get a bit of country air. It'd do us good.
So, what way are we going?
Well, we are heading. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me just get that thing up again. We are heading east.
East. I haven't been any further east than here.
Well, stick around with us, my friend, and many adventures. You'll see many things.
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, have we got food?
You hungry already?
I don't remember the last time I ate.
It was like an hour ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had bacon. I wonder if there's any more.
Let's have a quick bite, load up some supplies, and get out.
Yeah.
Oh! We can go to that cake place.
Scrumdiddlyumptious bakery.
That one. Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, it's literally just next to us. It's right here.
Ready?
Point.
Oh wow, it's
And
there.
right there.
You run up to the glass, press my face against it.
Yep. So you press your face up against the glass, and you begin to. So
Not licking windows here.
I'm also you pressing your nose up against the glass, and then your tongue was hanging out and kind of drool.
Okay, fine. Drool is good. Licking windows, not so much.
Window licker. Right. So spread out in the shop window. There's quite a few interesting looking things. So it's not just pastries here. There's a few pies. There's a pasty or two. There's a few bowls of what appear to be either soup or possibly stew. There's little packets that seem to have been made. The packets are made out of paper, and then printed on them seems to be looks like a bat on it. Interesting. So there's a fair amount of stuff in here.
Just gonna go in and ask for. Have you got A selection box of your finest pastries, please.
The old woman behind the counter, she turns around and she's got kind of like a red hood up over her head. She's like, didn't you come in here a few days ago?
Yes.
Ah, yes, I never forget a face. Well, I don't do anything like a selection box, dear, I'm afraid. I don't like to mix the items in case they interfere with each other.
Fair enough.
Are you after anything in particular today?
I would.
Cinnamon!
Uh,
Cinnamon!
I think my friend wants cinnamon rolls.
Oh, cinnamon rolls. Well, I don't have cinnamon rolls, dear, but I do have. Now, this is quite special. I do have some fey honey rolls.
No, they sound
But
delightful.
I have to tell you, sometimes fey honey can be tricksy.
I think perhaps we should avoid that then, maybe. Just some of your best sellers, I will. And please feel free to divide them into bags of type.
Very good idea. Okay, so are you going for sweet or savoury, dear?
Half and half?
Half and half. Okay. Let me see here. So she goes around. She starts picking things out from the behind the counters. So, do you have any kind of price limit?
No.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And she kind of busts around with a little bit more verve. So she comes back. She puts different bags down in front of you. So she goes, "These are fey bread biscuit. Now, don't worry, they don't have any of the honey in them. But these are fey bread biscuits. They are hard but very tasty. They give a nice warm feeling inside. Here we have some the moon honey. I believe you had this last time.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, the moon honey, very very tasty, a good seller. You're coming in as early as Garran. We tend to sell out of these quite quickly. In this bag, we have some stone cheese. Now, if you eat it, it's a very good cheese. It's very tasty. It's got a very sharp aftertaste, but with a hints of apricot. It's very very tasty. However, if you place it in boiling water for half an hour, it'll grow bigger.
In boiling water?
Yes. You put it in boiling water, for an hour, and it swells from its size because when she hands it over in the bag, you can see that there's like two 2-inch discs in there.
Okay.
And you put one of these in water for half an hour, and it'll grow to 7 times its size.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it will go off after a week, though, so you need to be careful of that.
Very well.
And finally, for those of you who are possibly a bit more adventurous, perchance, we have these, and she pushes across the wrapped squares that have a bat on them. Because these are blood chocolates.
Ooh.
It will make you feel quite a bit better after eating one of them, but you probably should be careful about going out in the sun straight afterwards.
Okay. That's disconcerting. This is all legal, right?
Of course, dear, of course.
Okay. What
would you
happens
like anything?
if you go out in the sun afterwards?
You might feel a bit uncomfortable.
Okay, but nothing too detrimental.
Probably not.
Ooh. Okay. I will take that under advisement, thank you.
Would you like anything else? We have so many things here. Or would you just prefer to take what you have?
Bonk sticks his head in the door, holding his bucket. Can I have some stew, please?
Oh, and some stew in his bucket, please.
Some stew. Oh well, my dear, what particular stew would you like? We have frog, or we have venison.
Oh,
That's dear, isn't it?
No, it's quite reasonably priced.
Ah. Yes, it is, dear.
Bonk looks really confused.
I'm afraid the humor is lost on him.
Which one would you like, dear?
I think the venison would suit someone of your size, Bonk.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay. So a bucket that will be rather expensive.
That's okay.
Okay.
Just
takes the bucket.
Just to be sure, I am paying for the things I asked for. He's paying for his stew.
Possibly quite a good idea, I would say. So he takes the bucket from you, and she goes over to a cauldron behind her, which is bubbling away, and starts to ladle and ladle and ladle ladle.
Might as well just tip it in.
Ladle. Puts it on the counter. Oh, well, that's going to be something else I'm going to need to make later on. I wasn't expecting that. Right, for you, dear, for the sweets and the savoury, that will be 10 gold.
Very well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And for you, my big venison-loving friend, this will be 20 gold.
That's okay. Rune, couldn't you help me with the money?
Oh, yes.
Hold out the coin purse.
Yep, I take 20 worth of gold, and yeah, that will do fine. Thank you, Bonk.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, and you're welcome to come back any time.
I don't think I'll fit. That's why I stayed outside.
Very sensible, dear. Very sensible. You have a good head on your shoulders.
All right.
Well, it's the only head I've got.
As we
Yes.
walk out and start distributing the sweets and savouries between everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Stew.
get it down, you boys. We are going on a long journey.
Right. So, Bonk, are you eating your stew now?
I am having some of it now. Yes.
Okay.
So there's quite an amount of it, I would
There is
presume.
quite an amount of it.
Wooden
yeah, so-
buckets, brackets, stew.
Yeah. So when you have a serving,
Yep.
obviously you can determine what that is by yourself. You will have for the following hour and increased it to your constitution of 1.
Oh shit!
Nice.
And how long does this last?
An hour.
No, I mean the stew.
All right. Well, it depends on how much you eat. So obviously you are a bugbear and you eat a lot. So I mean, for a bucket and for your size, I would say you probably got 2 servings in there.
2 servings.
Yes. So if you
Well,
if you have-
I will have 1 serving now.
Yeah.
And I will save the other one for another time.
Okay. Is anybody else eating anything?
I'm not hungry unless it's got alcohol in it. Does it have alcohol in it?
I'm just gonna have one of the favourite biscuits.
Okay. So, yeah, for the next 12 hours, whenever you heal, you will get an extra 10 hit points.
Ooh. Okay. And how many of these biscuits do I have?
She gave you half a dozen.
Half a dozen. Lovely.
That is not bad at all.
Okay, so that's because Bonk's got his stew. That's 2 each for me, Rical, and Grey.
Okay.
So you guys have 2 fey bread biscuits each.
Cool. Are we distributing them out, or are you?
Yeah, I've given you 2.
We're gonna keep hold of them.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, what exactly did you just give me?
I've given you 2 fey bread biscuits, and when you eat one, for 12 hours. Whenever you heal, you get 10 extra hit points.
Okay.
You've also got 6 chunks of moon honey.
Okay.
So it's essentially like kind of chewing treacle.
Okay.
You've got 2 discs of stone cheese
2 discs. Yeah.
and 6 packets of hot chocolate.
And did you say, Troy, the moon honey was what we had before?
Yes,
So that was immunity to poison with those ones.
for a
If
certain
I
amount of
remember
time.
rightly, 24 hours, yeah.
For 24 hours. Excellent. What is the technical effect of the blood chocolates then?
Well, if you're not going to be eating one, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, fair enough. I'll
You prick.
I'll give everyone a packet of those each, and I'm keeping. That means it's 2 for me. 1, 2, 3.
Is that the chocolate?
Yeah. Oh no, that's 3 for me, and 1 each for you guys. So you've got 1 packet of blood chocolate each.
Okay.
Don't eat those right now. She said bad things happen if you go out into sunlight after eating. So maybe it's a nighttime snack. But apparently they make you feel good, so
So 1 pack of blood chocolate.
yeah. We can explore that later. Shall we go?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to our rooms and pack our stuff.
Yeah, get some rations from. I'm guessing they. Do they give rations? I'm guessing they do there, don't they? We got fed there, didn't we?
You got fed there, yeah. So they basically have a around the clock kitchen going.
Yeah.
Essentially, so it goes from breakfast to lunch to dinner. Overnight they will have a skeleton staff and tend to make stuff to order.
Okay.
So if you want to pop in and grab food, then you can obviously go in and ask for it. For rations, though, obviously that's kind of tailor-made to last.
Yeah.
So they won't necessarily have rations for you. They will have regular food
Oh, okay.
that you can take with you, but obviously that's going to have a shelf life.
Okay. Yeah. I think I still have some. I've got something in my inventory. I don't know if everyone else does. Do I have it? Yeah, rations. I've got some rations.
We still got some of that jerky left.
Yep.
Actually, we'll be passing there again, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
We can get some more jerky from that lovely farmer that Chiron interrogated.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. God damn it, Garran.
Right. I'm gonna head to the Seeker's stable and get them to bring Kolos out.
Yep. And I imagine that
Does anyone need to go up to their room?
No, I've got everything.
I always
I
have
have
my shit on
everything
me.
with me.
Wait,
Well,
no,
I-
a hammer. I'm
Mm.
running.
Actually, Rune, can you come with me, please?
Of course.
I want to go up to my room. I'm gonna put the head in the helmet in my bag.
Oh yeah, I still got that.
Yeah. And then I ask Rune, where's that mushroom you got from the cave?
That is
Is it in your
in
room,
my
or-
bag still, actually.
Doesn't it take up like
All
most
of
the
the
bag?
room. Yeah, I forgot to. Maybe I'll just leave my bag here. Are these rooms ours or are they?
no, they're yours.
Okay.
They have been assigned to you.
Okay. Well, I'll in that case then I will leave the mush. No, that's a really fucking bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Why don't you
I
want to leave it here?
No, I was thinking I was gonna sell it to a wizard, and I would have done that when we were up at the tower.
Yep. Why don't you want to leave it in your room?
Well, I think bad things might happen if I leave this thing unattended and it takes root in my room.
Oh. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
can I have a look at it?
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Oh, be very careful. Don't touch it.
yeah,
with
I
your
was
hands.
gonna explicitly mention Gray always wears gloves. It's on my picture. I will break off a little bit of mushroom and put it in my waistcoat pocket,
Okay.
Okay.
and then wash my hands under the running tap in my room.
Okay. You have a slither of hallucinogenic mushroom in your pocket.
I am gonna leave it in the room.
Okay.
There's no point in taking
What's
this
the
with me.
worst that can happen, man?
Well, I can think of a few things, but but you know, if anyone can deal with it, it's the Seekers. I'm
I
gonna
thought
leave
you were
it.
going to say the Phoenix 4, but all right.
I'll leave it in like the footlocker at the end of my bed.
Okay.
Yeah. I just kind of walk out thinking to myself, I am going to regret that. I'm pretty sure.
The funny thing about putting such a big thing at the end of your footlocker is that after doing so, there's not mushroom left.
Ah, fun guy.
I know I should have built in a sad trombone noise into the soundboard.
Right. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
let's
fucking go.
I am. I've got my hammer. Let's go. Before the DM kills us with terrible jokes.
Yep. So if we're all ready, I guess we get on our horses and leave the city.
Okay. Through which gate are you leaving the city?
Well, the one that we came in was the night gate.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the east,
Over the Isle of Knox,
eastmost
I guess.
gate, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It is.
So that's the one that we came through, and that points in the direction we're going. So that one, I guess.
Okay. Yep. So you leave the Seekers, go on up through two poles, leading your horses as opposed to riding, because you know, it's about mid-afternoon now, so it's quite busy around. You go up through West Town, take a right, and go past the bridge inn that you stayed at when you first came here. The barge below is still bobbing up and down in the water. No lights now. It seems to be asleep is probably a good term for it.
Yeah.
Make your way across the bridge onto the Isle of Knox, and having spent quite a bit of time in the city now, you now really realise how run down the buildings are here in the Isle of Knox. It's rough. There's planks, connecting roofs way up above the street, so it looks like it's literally there for people just to run across. There are derelict buildings, or what appear to be derelict buildings, until you see people moving around inside them. You pass a blacksmith as you head towards the night gate, and even this looks run down. Normally, a blacksmith is kind of a center of a community. It used to be anyway, back in more unsophisticated times. A blacksmith tended to be a kind of meeting place stroke communal area, and they tended to be kept in good repair by almost anyone, and that kind of tradition has carried on. So the blacksmiths that you've been to in the city have always been very well repaired and in good sort. This one, however, it's not. The person who runs it has the tools to repair it. Likely they have nails and they can make their own, but it's falling down around the ears. But it works So you make your way towards the open gates of the Night Gate, heading into the little hamlet that is taking its name, also of the Night Gate, and then you head off into the countryside. So being mid-afternoon,
Bonk jogging along behind, or
Yeah.
next to.
What time of day is it?
I would say it's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So the sun's still high. It's quite pleasant actually. There's the birds tweeting away, flying around, butterflies and bees pollinating flowers. It's quite idyllic, really.
Rune, I must say that's it's quite an impressive steed you've bought yourself there.
He's wonderful. He's got a fiery temperament, but I like that about him. Means he can probably handle himself in a fight if he needs to.
Yeah.
It's,
Not bad.
this thing is like huge. It's like rippling muscle and yeah, it's quite an intimidating horse.
And Gray, as you say,
Yeah.
as you mentioned the horse, you look over and you look down towards its head, and it kind of turns its head slightly, and its eye kind of catches you, and you can tell that he's looking directly at you as opposed to just picking up the movement.
I kind of look at Rune's horse and then back at my horse and then back at Rune's horse again and back to mine. And... Fuck.
While I'm running, I would like to attempt to speak with said horse.
Okay, with this being Kolos.
Yes.
Okay. So you draw up level.
Sorry?
You draw up level with it.
Yep.
With him. Sorry.
Hello there. Oh, sorry. Should have mentioned. Said it in my head. Didn't actually purvey the thought out to you. I have the ability to ritually cast Speak with Animals.
Right. Okay.
However, Bonk doesn't necessarily know that he has this as a spell, so he's just going to start talking to it for about 10 minutes while it's being cast.
Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay.
I'm talking at the horse for about 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as everyone else can see, Rune and Gray and Rical, you see Bonk draw level with Kolos, and he's just chatting away, really, quite amiably. How are you doing? Are you right? Is he enjoying yourself? And his speech doesn't change, as far as you can tell. However, Rune, you notice that there's a slow change coming over Kolos as you're riding him, and as Bonk is talking to him. And then it definitely you're definitely getting the impression that Kolos has started listening
Okay.
to what he's saying, and he starts to kind of shake his head and a bit, which there's a lot of communication between horses and animals is body language, as opposed to verbalizing.
Yeah.
So in doing so, he is replying back to Bonk as he's talking.
Oh. It's nice to see you guys getting along,
Oh yeah, he's lovely.
isn't he?
He is.
You get the impression from him that he's not simple as in stupid, but he's simple in his outlook on life, which is he is there to be ridden, and as long as the rider is worthy enough to ride him, then they will not have any problems. And he deems worthiness to be whether they are strong, not just strong in physical means, but strong in spirit and in will, and generally worthy of riding such a magnificent warhorse, because he is under no illusions the fact that he is awesome.
He knows it.
Yeah, he's very strong. And he likes the name you've given him.
I'm glad. I think this is it's going to be a very fruitful friendship.
And you can talk to me anytime you like, Colossus.
Strong. Respect.
And I to you. I might not understand you, because sometimes it comes and goes and I don't really know, but it's nice to talk to you when I can.
New owner talk as well.
Really?
More talking than I'm used to. But I change.
I could talk to you less if you'd like.
No. Enjoy talking.
Okay. Rune, he says that you can talk to him too.
This is true. I do have a spell. I'm assuming it's the same one that you are using.
I don't know, I'm just talking to him.
I think perhaps you have an innate ability. It's very good. It's impressive.
I don't really know what that... how I do it, I just sort of talk to them and sit with them and be nice to them, and then sometimes they talk back.
Well, these powers are mysterious.
I
But
don't understand magic.
I appreciate them.
If it keeps us alive, I'm happy with them too.
Me too. I am very happy
Now,
with that.
how fast can you run, Colossus? And I'm gonna sprint.
Now, Rune, you can feel that Colossus wants to go after him, but you can feel the tension building in his muscles, but he doesn't because he has been trained to follow orders.
Okay, as soon as I feel his need to do that, I go, "Go, Colossus, go!" and kick him on.
There's a massive. You feel the energy build between your legs.
Oh, don't.
As you know, it kind of bunches up into almost like a solid muscle before going off after him. And yeah, he can fly. He is a fast horse, especially for his size.
What is his speed?
I think.
What is warhorse speed? I don't remember.
I think the official term is bloody fast. Let me find my table.
Hoofing.
'Cause I'm faster than normal, but I'm not warhorse speed.
There you go. Okay.
It is 60.
Yeah, 60. I
Okay.
think- Are you 50, Bonk?
I'm 40.
Ah.
But then I have my ability to go double pace when I'm traveling.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
But then again, because he's travelling with you, so does he.
Do I get to choose who I give it to?
I have no clue.
I can extend this to up to 10 companions.
Wow.
So technically, with a dash, I can go 160 feet,
Jesus.
Yes.
and he can go 120 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
if he can go the same as me, he can go fucking fast.
You can go 240.
Fucking hell.
That's crazy. I like this.
You'll be there before the end of the day at this rate.
Well, I might leave the other guys behind now, unfortunately.
Well, you can extend it to... Actually, no, only 10 feet isn't that big, is it?
No, 60 feet, 10 companions.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right then, well, I mean, are you doing forced march in such a way?
No, I just wanted to sprint with Colossus.
Okay.
Just sprint for a little bit to see how fast he can go.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you are extending your ability to him, then he can fucking hoof it, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he outstrips you quite easily without appearing to put in a great deal of effort.
Wonderful.
As soon as he gets out of 60 feet, the benefit does fall off of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he will
pull
slow.
ahead. Yeah, he'll pull ahead by about 60 feet, and then he'll slow down to his regular pace of a mere quote-unquote 120 feet.
Give him a good solid pat on the neck and say, "Well done, boy. Well done."
Rical turns to Grey and is just like, shall we follow them or just wait to catch
Well,
up?
As Bonk was chatting up the horse, I probably would have pulled the letter out of my pocket and starting to read it. So I probably wouldn't have noticed that they'd run off. Rical, you would just see me reading through this letter.
Okay.
Just to cap off my little bit, I would just sort of laugh and catch up to him as he's dropped back, and just pat him on the shoulder. Go, very good, Colossus. You're very fast. You'll fit in well with us.
Good to run.
I don't think Rune would mind if you wanted to run a little bit every so often. Would you, Rune?
Not at all. I encouraged it.
No. Follow orders.
Or maybe when he's not saddled on you, have a bit of a run. Have some fun.
Fun.
What is this? Fun.
We'll work on that.
So, Gray is reading his letter, and Rical is riding on beside him. You guys have pulled on ahead. So after a few hours of horseplay,
Oh my god! Can we kick the DM? Is that a thing with Discord?
As the sun begins to dip behind the horizon, you see, well, most of you, apart from Bonk, see a familiar tavern, or a familiar village, should I say, appearing on the horizon. After passing the farmsteads and the forest that you found Nadia in.
Yeah.
You appear to have rediscovered the broken handle. And as the sun is going down, it appears that the broken handle is quite a bit more illuminated than you remember. There are torches burning outside.
Okay.
And there appear to be people sat around outside as well, on benches and tables and whatnot, drinking, and quite a lot more people here than you remember being in the village.
Amazing.
And upon approaching the broken handle, you look up at the sign and see that it's apparently no longer called the broken handle, because the sign has been replaced with what appears to be a very crude painting of the very hat that you wear, Rune.
Huh.
And it's now been renamed...
Sorry, the what?
Sorry?
It's my hat.
I missed that. What was that? Ah, the hat. Okay.
Yeah.
And it appears to have been renamed the Leprechaun's Hat.
Oh.
And that is what we call it for the evening.
Hey.
Wait, no! Sean's ladder! I interrupted! Give Sean his ladder!
I did! Sean has the letter.
Oh, is that
you
not going
did.
to be read out to us?
No, I read it.
Oh, you've read it, but we haven't.
I
I
read it, yeah.
see. Well then, keep your secrets. Oh god.